Hello, hello. Welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. Today I just watched a very heartbreaking, powerful film that I now just saw. It's actually been on my radar for quite some time, and it was in the theaters, in the Arts House theaters. And now I just finished watching on HBO Max, and I have to tell you, this was something. Blue Bayou, starring Justin Chong, written and directed by Justin Chong, and starring him with Elisa Winkler and Emery Cohen. It's a story that basically chronicles a young man who's married, soon to have a second child, and one day he's taken by the cops, arrested, and over a misunderstanding. And then it surfaces that the guy has been living in the United States illegally and he is facing deportation. So he tries to figure out ways to accumulate money to remain here in the States. And that's the story. Now, I haven't been much on Justin Chong's radar. I just talked to him about his other previous film, Revenge of the Green Dragons. And here, this is a striking, beautiful, and yet tragic film about people who've lived in the States who are immigrants. Or I hate using that word, to be honest with you. I don't like using that word. So I'm going to try my best to find a better way to use that because I don't like using that word. It's about a man who thought was a official U.S. citizen, and it turns out he is not. And he is basically being told that he has to go back. So the guy decides to find other ways to accumulate money. One of them is illegal activities by robbing. He's accumulate money that way. And then he also, tries to he also works a job as a tattoo parlor, but I guess that job's like a union job because I guess you have to pay certain fees to retain your employment there. Um, Maybe that's happens to every other job. I haven't researched into that, but and the mom, she's as the film kind of goes along, there's more things that she doesn't necessarily, or she learns more about her husband, where he's avoids trying to confront his past of dealing with certain issues because, well, he mentions he was abused. I'm gonna tell you what, this movie is not a fun film. I mean, it has some sweet moments in here. You see this guy who grew up in Louisiana, Bayou, and you see the love and care he has for you know his family, the family he's taking care of, the daughter that he's looking after, well, his stepdaughter. The real father is actually one of the police officers that arrest him. Actually, I didn't pick that up until later into the film. And I think it was intentional. I think he was just being nice to the little girl in the scene where Justin Child gets arrested. But later, it shows that okay, that cop and Elisa Winkler had something, and it didn't work out because I guess the cop left for whatever reason. And you kind of rain to stop. So, okay, where are my thoughts? So he, oh yeah, back to the sweet moments. There were sweet moments that I really liked, uh, where you could see the bond he really has with his stepdaughter. There's some pretty sweet moments. There's some cute moments. Like there's a point where she and him actually, it was actually kind of hilarious. She was wearing like a Flash costume, and then he takes her to his job at the tattoo parlor, and it's a little bit funny. She got it like Justin Challenge of trying to playfully teach her how to tattoo, and then this dude in the chair, and turns out they're friends, and it's a cop. Oh, that was a sweet little scene. There's some sweet little moments here, so the movie doesn't um, stay all depressing, but there is a tragic backstory surrounding Justin Chong's character, where as a little baby, I won't really say it too much. To be honest with you, it was kind of just it's one of those scenarios where a mother tries to abandon her child, and the character goes to this lake, this little beautiful lake actually, and I think that trauma from what he remembers as a kid, as an infant, but it stuck with him. It attracts him to go to these little, I guess, like lake-like places that kind of just, I don't know, it kind of brings some sort of cathartic feeling to him that I guess he almost died, but the mother did eventually abandon him. And the movie has a really interesting theme of children who are not originating from the U.S. are foster home and feeling like they're not wanted. Because there are scenarios where his character absolutely believes and feels that he is not wanted and not really accounted for. But later he eventually notices that that his current family, the one he's taking care of now, does deeply care and love him. And there's a heartbreaking ending where I'm gonna just tell you that he does eventually face deportation, and the ending maybe a little bit over dramatic, but honestly, it won me over, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was probably the best modern take of an overdramatic scene, but it got me, man. I ain't gonna lie. It got me. It really got me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, it was a really heartbreaking scene where you establish something where you can call home, and then something around or controlling that for you takes it away, and it's like, oh well, originally you weren't from here, so we're gonna go ahead and just send you back. Even though you grew up to the custom, to the culture, we're just gonna send you back, just out of the blue. And no, people don't give a shit, but it's effed up, man. It's effed up. Uh, I can tell you, this is not a fun film at all. But I do recommend checking it out. I think it's an underrated gem, and I know it's the holiday season, but I think we need movies like these. I'm not talking about the themes, but something to kind of remember what to cherish most importantly, because sometimes life has a funny feeling of taking it away, and really cherish what you got. Blue Bayou. Have you seen it? Comment below. Let me know if you have, and let me know what is your favorite underrated movie. If you do have HBO Max, please, I do recommend checking this out. And take care, everybody.